Are y'all ready to have some fun? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to Carolyn's Corner Live. The show will begin shortly. Thanks for joining us. I did it again. I muted myself. I swear, if I had a mute button, I could just carry it around and click it. First of all, my husband would be using it all the time. He's like, please. He never says anything. I know he's thinking, please just be quiet. Welcome to Carolyn's Corner Live. Let me start all over. We're so thrilled you're all here at this impromptu session. We changed the time to 2 p.m. so we could accommodate our guests, and I was so happy to do that. I'd like to introduce our great, very special guest, Mr. Kyle Davis. Welcome, Kyle.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, and I don't think you're nearly as excited as we are to have you. Honestly, I have
No,
been.
I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Oh, that's so great. That means a lot to
Yeah.
me, Kyle. It really, really does. I've been looking over your autobiography and your website a little bit, and I was just like, wow, you have done a lot of great things in your lifetime already. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, sir?
Well, I'm trying to think. I started in the late '80s. So I've been playing a long time, early '90s, and the trajectory was started playing acoustically. The first person that I really got hooked up with was a guy named Don Dixon, who I still work with and still a friend of mine. And he did the early REM records and Smithereens and Marshall Crenshaw and Matthew Sweet and a lot of those kinds of bands. Worked with Counting Crows and I
Wow.
started doing demos with him. He did a couple of indie records, and then I got a deal with a guy named Phil Ramone, who was at the time probably the most famous producer in the world, and he worked with everybody, from McCartney to Elton John to Elvis Costello, Burt Bacharach.
Oh my
Just
gosh.
did all the Billy Joel records. I mean, I happened to end up on the cover of Billboard magazine with a couple of other bands as Melinda Newman's one of her favorite unsigned bands. I think it was 1996, and somebody
Wow.
gave Phil a copy of that record, and he signed me to a production deal, and I ended up actually living at his house a lot. So I was kind of always a fly on the wall. I bugged him all the time. He thought I was nuts. Um, we ended up making a record. He took over a Sony label. We ended up making a record, making some more records, but that was a really incredible experience because he worked. Like I said, he worked with Harrison and McCartney and just worked with everybody. In the '60s, he was an engineer before he was a producer, and he worked with Miles Davis and he was a big jazz engineer. He owned two of the most he owned one of the most famous studios in New York called A&R Studios, where everybody recorded, and so that was an incredible time. So I was on a label called N2K Sony, and uh, so that I mean, and we that label ended up getting split up, and I got on another label, got split up. In the meantime, I toured and played a lot, and I never had really good timing with record labels, but took a little break, took about an 8-year break, and then about 2 years ago, I decided that enough had happened in life where, if you hit your 50s and there's nothing to write about, well, then you probably can't write because a lot happens between
That is so true.
45. I mean, it's a lot going on.
Yes.
And so I made another record called Make It Count, and I really enjoyed kind of getting back out there. And some people thought, I had a lot of airplay in Colorado and out west and Boston, Atlanta, and KERA, like in Dallas and Austin and different places.
Wow.
And so just consequently, I got, we're like, oh, we thought you died, you know. And I was like, well, no,
Oh
not. I'm
no.
still around so far. And I mean, they were
Thank
teasing with me,
goodness. Yes.
but I was I it was really enjoyable, making music again and touring. I mean, I still always played a little bit, but I was just doing some other stuff, and so So now I'm actually we've remixed that record, and we're actually releasing a couple of the songs that we didn't release. We released that record almost the week COVID really hit, like in early March of
Oh, okay.
it's
Right.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, like April of April 2 years ago. So Don Dixon remixed that. I added some new versions of things. He added alternative versions. I've got like a new song or two, and then we're actually releasing a couple of videos and songs of the songs we didn't release, and we're doing that while I'm working on a new record. Because I feel like that record got cheated, you know, just by the time
The
that it
timing.
came out, and so and I was really you get close to, you know, I wrote a lot of songs for that record, and I only finished a few that I really was attached to, and so, you know, you feel like they're your kids, as I've heard people say, and that's
Oh, that
true.
is so true. I was gonna say that. That's how
Yeah,
I feel about mine because I write lyrics as well.
yeah,
So it is like
yeah.
your babies. Yes.
I
Oh my
know,
gosh. Well, you've taken
I know.
excellent care of your babies because the ones that I've heard,
Well,
I'm just like, oh my goodness, what a gift you have. And
thank you.
you're welcome. I honestly refer to it as that. I do. It's a gift. It literally is a gift. And you have,
Uh,
gosh, just your voice is a gift. Your lyrics are a gift. I'm honestly speechless. It's just you're so good. I I I was just blown away by your voice. I think it's so beautiful, and the songs are just so touching.
Thank
Keep
you so
talking. I'm
much.
sorry. You're welcome. I have to interrupt you and tell you that I'm
No.
just beyond my favorite new term in my life now is I'm beyond blessed. And I continue to
Oh,
feel that way, honestly, because as Carolyn's Corner Live evolves, we just keep getting more and more amazingly talented people. And I am so thrilled to be able to add you to our list. And as I say,
wow.
to our family, because it's like a family. We are growing
Yeah.
and we are trying to grow as fast as we can. I said, I'm going as fast as I can, considering I have a bad foot. So I'm trying to get it out. And my main objective in this whole show is I want people to be able to come on and share their passions, because so many
Yeah.
people are not
Yeah.
able to do that. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
I had to share that with you.
Yeah, no, no, no. And in the meantime, you know, while I was doing all of this, I sang, I live near Richmond, so I live in between Richmond and Williamsburg. So I'm about 30 minutes from Richmond and about 50 minutes, 45 minutes from Williamsburg.
Wow.
But I kind of grew up, you know, as a kid playing in Richmond. And Richmond, for being a small medium market town, has an enormous commercial studio market. They have a bunch of different ad companies, and they have a company called the Martin Agency, which has done lots of things. Like they handled a huge portion of worldwide Walmart and Target and Pizza Hut, and they do all the Geico stuff. I say that to say I got into singing a lot of commercials when I was really young, and so for a while I was kind of, you know, I was singing stuff for Crispin Porter in Miami and McCann in New York, and so I was, you know, you it's kind of cyclical. People use you for a while, and I
Right.
still do some of that, and I still write some of that, but I did a lot of that, and
Is
then
there
I wrote
anything
some songs for
is there anything that we would
shows.
recognize that we may have heard?
You know, I sang a Miller Lite commercial too. I've sang Toyota commercials, and I wrote and I sang. I stopped by my business partner who I was writing all the songs with, and I wrote a couple of versions in about 30 minutes of for Tropicana orange juice. This is probably 2007 or 8, and they said, well, we're going to take this and make it. We did consulting groups, and we're going to take it and make it a national commercial. And then they said, well, we're going to take it
Wow.
and make it a worldwide commercial. And so then they said,
Oh,
we, and so we ended up, you know, you have to hire a lawyer to negotiate it and
yeah.
do different
Oh
things. So that
yeah.
was a little bit bigger. And then they hired a guy that sounded like Joe and then came back to me and doing it. But it was like the sun comes up, he arrives, another chance to feel alive. Good morning. This is a Tropicana morning. And it played for a couple of years. I'd watched Jay Leno
Wow.
back with Jay Leno,
That
Desperate
sounds familiar,
Housewives.
actually.
It played a lot, and it would be like on all the TV shows, and I was thinking, oh, it's pretty cool. I mean,
That is really
so
cool.
that way, and it was big, and then it played a lot in the UK and in Europe, and so that's the only
Wow.
commercial I had that ever was like a worldwide. But
Wow.
yeah,
That's
that was
amazing.
neat.
That's got to be the
That was
coolest feeling. I mean, especially on a commercial, it's completely
yeah,
um, different than the music because wow, that's people are hearing it in different contexts. I mean, they're watching regular TV and they hear that commercial, and it could be playing. God,
yeah,
no, commercials play too many times, but in your case, you're
yeah,
probably like,
yeah,
yes, come on, drop a cannon, play my commercial.
yeah,
That is
yeah, yeah,
so cool that
yeah, yeah.
you've been able to experience all that. And you've had those wonderful God, opportunities. That's
And
amazing.
and and I never called them jingles, and people that know, I always worked to write a song that meant something. There's a grocery store company on the East Coast called Harris Teeter, and they probably have 300 grocery stores. I don't know, 200 or 300, and probably 10 or 15 years ago, I wrote a song, and it's still their theme song, and it's called the little things you do, and so I always tried to. I mean, I always considered myself writing a song, not
Right.
writing so it's just a short song.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Wow. That is
I enjoy that. I mean,
I always wanted to
it's,
do something like that. I really have because
yeah,
I'm pretty good at lyrics and I thought that's what I should do, write jingles, and the
yeah.
company the company I work for, I'm out of work right now because of my feet. But hello,
Mhm.
Justina. She just said, "Hello, Carolyn. Good to see you. Miss you at work." I miss you too, Justine. I'm so glad you're here. By the way, excuse me just a moment, Kyle. I want to say welcome to everyone who's joining us right now. Please make sure you share this on your page, wherever you're watching from. And you can even pair it with your page, I believe. Were you able to do that, Kyle? Pair it with your
You know
page?
what? I'll have to share it. It for some reason it said I needed to go to my YouTube dashboard
Oh,
and
yeah.
hit something. I don't know,
Yeah,
but I'll put it on all of that.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. And we've gotten a lot of people since they added this where it's like a link basically.
yeah.
It's pretty cool because it's like a completely separate you get like a completely separate show on your page from what I understand. I
That's
don't know because
awesome.
yeah, I think it's so cool. This restream program it's got some really cool features. If I could just figure it out for an old lady. I'm trying to learn it. It's a lot, because I went from
Yeah,
hardly doing any social media. I even joined the world of TikTok. Oh my God. Yeah, that's pretty
Th-
funny to me. I don't know why
that's
that's
great.
funny. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I am super excited for you to be here. I want everyone to hear your first song because gosh, and when I heard this song, and I did not listen to the whole song, I'll tell you, I do that on purpose, Kyle, because I love to be just as surprised and touched by a song as the audience is. I like to be, especially the lyrics. Since I'm a lyricist, I like to really listen to the words. I listen to a
Yeah.
lot of it. I couldn't hardly stop. I was like, no, don't listen to the whole thing. I just like to be as surprised as they are. And the main thing that, God, your voice is just, oh, it's almost like haunting. And I saw some of
Oh,
your God, it's beautiful. Some of your videos that I saw, you had two young girls singing with you. Do you mind if I ask who they were? Are those your daughters?
they're my daughters.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. How cool is that? Is that not the coolest
Yeah,
thing that you can?
that is
Gosh.
that is a lot of fun. They both sing with me. They both sing with me a lot. And one of them
Oh,
is a freshman in college, and she's home for the summer, so she's singing. She's doing a lot of shows with me. The other one is
wow.
a junior in high school.
Oh my gosh. I think that would be so cool to be able to include your kids
It
in
is
that.
really, and and I'll tell you, I remember my grandmother sang and played, and my aunts did, and my dad did, and my brothers sang, and there's just nothing. I mean, there's got to be something genetically because my brother, we can sing
Yes.
together once a year, and it's just like money. It's something
Yeah.
about family, you know.
Yeah, they say when it's family, the harmonies
Yeah.
are there. You're just natural. It's just natural, and I believe it just from what I've listened to. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I wish I had that ability. That's amazing.
And that's what families used to do years ago. I mean, music was a huge thing in this country,
I know,
and families sit
absolutely.
around and sing. Especially in this eastern mountainous part of the east, and families just sit around before they had. My dad would say they just sit around on the porch and they would play. During this post depression, and
Yeah,
he and his dad would just sit and his sisters they'd sing.
Yeah, well, that's what you
We're
did back
kind of
before.
missing
It's
that, you
kind
know.
of I know we really are, and I mean, it's just been oh, it's sad. It really is sad. Hello, Edgar. How are you, sir? I'm so glad you joined us. This is Kyle Davis. We're about to play his first song. Thanks for being here, and thank you for being here, Justine. Anybody else who wants to tell me who you are and where you're from, I'm so glad you're here with us. Yeah, it's a shame that you don't see that anymore. It really is because now
Yeah.
everybody's in the computers and the video games in front of
Hmm.
that screen. And gosh, to me, that's the best thing ever, just to sit around. My dad was in a little country band when I was a kid too. And, he never learned to play guitar, not really, but I would love to hear him sing. It's just like, and that's where my love of music first came from as well. It's usually family, and gosh,
Yeah.
it's such a beautiful gift to be able to share with the world.
Yeah.
So Edgar says, hello, Kyle. I can put these up here. I'm just going to
Tell them
show
I said
you.
hi.
There you go. See, that way you can see what they're saying. I don't think you can see it from where you are. So, Kyle, what do you say we play your first song? I'm so excited. People are going to be blown away.
Which one is it?
The first one,
Which one is?
Let me make sure here. The last line.
Oh, and so that's going to go on this new record. That's a live version of that, right?
It is? I think so. It's
Yeah.
really, really good.
Yeah.
Like really good.
That was recorded on a show here in Richmond called Shaco Sessions. A really neat show, and so that's a cool show. But I really like that song, and of course that song is kind of about it talks about somebody. It's talking about stormy weather, and it's talking about trying to get through, and it's talking about somebody that's dealing with substance abuse, and
Wow.
so it just talks about the different seasons that we go through, and trying to hold on.
Oh gosh, we talk
Yeah,
about
the
that
last.
every show about
Hmm.
hold on through the bad because the good will come back around.
Right,
This is
right.
going to touch a lot of people, and I know it already has
Yeah.
throughout the world. But I'm thrilled to be able to bring this song. First of all, let me see. Jamie says hi from Oklahoma, cowgirl. Hi, Kyle.
Oh, awesome.
And Anthony Prezio is on here from New York. He is a singer. He's a songwriter, amazing out of New York. He's been on
Wow,
our show. We have featured so many great people. Like I
that's
said before.
awesome.
Yes, I'm so thrilled to add you to the family, honestly. And whether you
Oh
want to or
yeah,
not, I tell everybody now you're part of Carolyn's Corner family, as far as I'm concerned.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so let's play this first song. Anthony, good to see you,
Okay.
sir. So this is called The Last Line. I cannot wait. I know you are gonna love it. I did use this for the commercial, folks, so you heard just a little sneak peek of it. Here we go. This is Kyle Davis in The Last Line.
20 minutes out of New York City, like a moth drawn to the lights. You left broken arrow early, black tar horse and cellophane coming down like ice. Living underneath the radar, working for the man in seasons of grace. We go down these roads, we can't get back, and no one ever said this would be easy. I didn't know it would rain like this in the rainy seasons. In search of a flame, but the search will change as you grow. Maybe the next line I write, it'll mean the most. Yeah, Superman and Captain Marvel, who didn't want to save the world and fly. but everything looks cut in perfect little squares, 30,000 feet high. Every time I got up to walk over, looking down gave me a heart attack. Someone take this way, this is breaking my back, and no one ever said this would be easy. Didn't know there was this much rain in the rainy season. If you're in search of a flame, I hope your search will change. Baby, maybe the last line we write, it'll mean the most. Well, I cut my hair, shaved my face, thought I'd left barely a trace, but numbers don't lie. If the chord will try, I'm an innocent man, and no one ever said this would be easy. And it rains like mad in the rainy seasons. Search of a flame, let your search change as you go, and make the next line you write, maybe the last line you write, it'll mean the most. Yeah, it'll mean the most. Superman and Captain Marvel, who didn't want to have wings to fly, just make the last line.
Wow. Oh my gosh, Kyle. That literally gave me chills, goosebumps, brought tears to my eyes all at the same time. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is so beautiful. I don't even have words to describe how much I love that. Oh man,
Thank you.
you're for real, honestly. Thank you. And are you telling me that was live? That is not a recording of you like lip syncing?
No.
So
Yeah, that
perfect.
was just live. That was the first time I think I've ever played that song,
Oh
like
my
out
goodness.
somewhere. And it was that was a band session. The main part of the show was, and then in the center of it, I played that song, and I was Anthony. It looks like Anthony. He was suggesting to lower it half a step, but
Yes.
I was telling him it's in open D, so that guitar would buzz. I can probably do
Yeah.
it on some guitars. That guitar's
Yeah.
action is really low.
And did you
It's
see
like
what he
100
put?
years old.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Really? So he said, first of all,
Yeah.
marvelous voice. If you have sunglasses on, I would think I was listening to a young Roy Orbison. Oh, yeah. Better. Not even kidding. Better. Oh, my gosh. And I love to go through and read these. Jamie said, wow, heart melting. That is a good way to put it, Jamie.
Wow.
Heart
Wow.
melting, because it just like, honestly, Kyle, oh my goodness, those lyrics are powerful. And the way you deliver them is just like, it's beyond words. It's beyond words. It really is. Gosh, thank you for sharing that. That's beautiful. My goodness.
It-
Great song, great
it-
lyrics. Bravo. That's what everybody says. And
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I had never practiced that live. I'd played it here at the house, but I think that was the first time I'd ever sang that.
Wow.
But
Oh my God. It's like we
anyway,
witnessed history. I can't believe it sounds like you've done that hundreds and thousands of times because it was
oh
flawless. I didn't hear anything wrong with it at all. And I'm not just saying that, I'm telling you the truth. It was
no,
so beautiful.
I appreciate it. No,
Oh my goodness gracious.
actually, and every time I listen to myself, I hear things that I do wrong vocally, and that that I want to do better, and that'll be just how I always am. You always want to sing something better,
Word.
and you don't. Say yeah, and it's not about being a great singer. It's about singing better. It's about delivering a song better. There's some guys that can just. I mean, I'm a huge voiced delivery. Fan. I mean, like, you can be Sting or you can be Tom Waits. And Tom Waits can make you cry with even though he sounds like he's singing over sandpaper. You don't have to be the most incredible singer, but sometimes people can just deliver songs anyway.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you just did that. I mean, that to me, that was
Thank you.
great. There's a word better than great, honestly, because your voice is so cool. I like that little. I don't even know what that is. Your falsetto, your little whisper. Man, that's so
Look,
cool.
yeah.
You don't
Oh,
hear
thank you.
many guys do that. You don't hear that. I haven't heard that. And I think that is such a cool aspect of your voice that you just never hear. And boy, it just honestly, the first time you hit that, I was like, oh, it just gave me goosebumps all over. And I'm like, man, that's a beautiful song. Oh, no one ever said this would be easy. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth?
Yeah,
We just
that is true.
nobody ever promised you that. Maybe what is that? Maybe the next line will be your best line, right? Or your last line or your best line.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully yeah. Hopefully, and then that's what it's saying. Hopefully, we'll get
Yes.
better. Hopefully, we'll do better, and hopefully,
Yes.
the next line gets better.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful message. And I know all of your songs are so great. I wish we could sit here all day. Let's go to the next song.
Okay.
You have a big night tonight. Okay, so Anthony said that is a gift being able to go falsetto. That is talent. Yes, Anthony, it sure is. It sure is. So the next song is Make It Count. Tell us a little bit about this song, if you would.
Well, so it became the title of the record, but it's and I always are y'all familiar with Sean Colvin?
I'm
Sean
not, but
Colvin,
a lot
singer
of other
songwriter.
people may be.
She's from Austin. She's so great. She's so stripped down and so unapologetically autobiographical. And I always am a mixture of that. But this song is very autobiographical. Um, and it really started because I was going through a box and I found a picture of my dad and my brothers and myself. And I remember we were having our floor. We had a little teeny rancher we lived in, and we were having our floors redone. So we got to stay for a week in my uncle's camper, and I was in like the third grade. And I just remember how fun that was.
Yes.
That kind of stuff is really fun. And and my uncle came out and he took a picture of us through the window, and I found that picture, and it just made me think that, coupled with the fact that I drove through my old neighborhood where I lived that till I was about 11.
Oh, yeah.
And you wonder where some people have gone. You know where a few of them have gone, and some of them you still know, and some of them you don't know, and people's trajectory, their trajectories take different paths for different reasons, but nothing looks the same, and everything looks smaller.
It
That's for
it
sure.
it never
You
does.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is true. I've done that too, and it makes you so
Hmm.
sad, and you just it's
It
just
does.
time goes by so fast, and the way
It.
our path in life, you just don't know where it's going to take you, and it's like I never thought I'd
I
end
know.
up here. I know, you know what I mean? It's just like wow, and I can just imagine,
Yeah.
honestly, Kyle, the camper thing. I can see that how that would spark that type
That's
of
so
emotion.
fun. Stuff like
Yes.
that is so fun. And
Oh.
and so that's what the song says. Time flies, and if anybody said it's
Oh.
coming back around,
Oh my gosh, this is going to make me
oh
cry. I already
my,
know it is. Oh,
oh,
so I'm ready. Are you
Okay.
ready? Are you ready for me to play it? Make it count. Oh,
Yeah.
y'all, pay attention to the lyrics. I'm looking forward to this. Again, I haven't listened to the whole thing, just little bits and pieces because I want to be just as surprised as you. Everyone knows that about me by now. And maybe I should, so I know what to expect, but I'm like, no, I think I'm just going to keep it like this. As long as I know the lyrics are clean, relatively clean, then we're okay. All right, so here we go. And I'm going to have to do this one a little bit different. I'm using a different method. So I'm going to put us in the waiting room, and then we're going to play Make It Count. Let me see what Anthony says. Also a great storyteller, which is so important. So you can identify with the song. Makes it so much dear to your heart. That's right, Anthony. Okay, I'm putting us in the waiting room, Kyle.
Thanks, Anthony.
I turned off Danville, took a left on Richmond Street. My thoughts uploaded as every old ghost sprung to their feet. 'Cause we moved away 30 years ago. My mother moved further down her own road. And there's a price you pay and a ripple effect. We never did reconnect. My father was strong and he made it okay. And I miss him more each and every day. You know time flies faster than the speed of sound. And it's a white lie if you've heard it's coming back around. Make it count. Donald traded comic books with me. He was overweight and socially a risk. Took his life one day just before sunup. He was tired of being made fun of. And I know God loved him. I don't know if I said it. I think he left a note and one kid read it. To be young and unaware and so self-absorbed, it didn't move the needle quite like it should. You know time flies faster than the speed of sound. And it's a white lie if you've heard it's coming back around. Make it count, make it count. If life is this canvas, well then paint me a beautiful shore where my children run and play. One day they'll run out of my door. Time flies faster than the speed of sound. And it's a white lie if you've heard it's coming back around. It won't stop for even the ones you love. That's up to you, 'cause all it knows is to fly. And time flies, time flies, time flies, time flies.
Oh my gosh. I literally was crying, Kyle. You honestly. Oh my god. That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful, and so many of us have. Oh my goodness. What a what an amazing talent you are. What an amazing gift. Um
Oh, thank you.
oh, you're welcome. Anthony said did not move the needle as it should. I the voice Anthony's always giving good advice.
Yeah. Hey, I'll take good advice.
Wow. Yeah, did not move the needle. Meant to say that is a great lyric. It didn't
Yeah.
affect you as
No,
much
thank
as it would have as it should have. But you were just a
you. As it
kid.
should have. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
gosh.
You don't quite understand. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you do understand, but you don't in a sense.
Gosh. So that oh, I can relate to that in so many levels. I really can,
Hmm.
Kyle. I just recently lost my mom and my sister about 2 years ago, and
Oh yeah.
it's so hard because time flies and you lose the ones you love, and time
Yeah.
it just goes by so fast, and it's too bad you can't go back and get it back, and
I
I
know. I
I
know.
completely relate to that song. Oh my god, that is so
Yeah.
good. I mean, just that's got me really emotional. Your songs are God, they are I can't wait if I have your permission. I'm going to be sharing these songs because these songs need to be
Oh
heard by
yeah.
everyone.
I would love it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and that last picture was a picture of Dad, myself, and my brothers that I
I saw
found in
that.
a box. Yeah, and I hadn't seen it in forever. Some pictures you just run across, and
Wow.
yeah,
And I
it's
bet
really cool.
you were what? How old would you say you were in that picture?
That's probably well, you know what? In looking back, I wasn't that. I was probably 6 or 7.
God, like my grandson's age almost. So, honestly, that was probably the coolest thing that you got to stay in that camper. Honestly,
Oh
because I
man,
remember my mom always said at
did
age
you?
21, time took on its wings. Time does fly. It does. It really, really does. And I don't know.
Yeah.
My mom used to say, well, the older you get, the faster it goes. And I didn't believe her. But now you believe, you know what I mean? As you get older, you're like,
Oh
whoa.
yeah.
That's what I told my husband. We're running out of time. And he looked at me and I go, I don't know, because nobody knows how much time we have left. We have to do what we need to do to make
That's
our
right.
little, whatever our purpose is meant to be. Jamie
That's
said, I agree. I just lost my dad in February. Then I saw the church a year's flowed. He was a pastor. Wow, I know. Oh, that's
wow.
beautiful. Golly.
Yeah.
Kyle, I can't even hardly describe the feeling that you gave me with that song. And I'm going to listen to that over and over because, sometimes when we deal with a loss or a tragedy, and a lot of people are dealing with stuff right now. And here in Texas, we've had a horrible incident, another school shooting.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And you can't even wrap your brain around it. And we were talking about it, and I can't even imagine. And who was it that was saying it? Was Papa Tommy was my guest yesterday. He said it's because you're not supposed to wrap your brain around it because it's so
Right.
inconceivable, the things we deal
Yeah.
with on a regular daily
I
basis,
know.
it seems. And
I
it's
know.
just so sad. It's just too bad. I want to go back to those camper days, don't you? And just sit on the
Yeah.
porch and just have that innocence
Yeah.
of, we didn't have to worry about
Yeah.
all this crazy stuff. Oh
I
my
know.
gosh.
I know.
Wow. Whew. So let's play another song. I'm not sure. I'm just put them in
Okay.
this order. Okay.
Okay.
So thanks for sharing all of your comments, guys. Thank you so much. Isn't he amazing? Oh, I'm so blessed. Okay, so the next song is called Stay. So tell
Oh
us
man.
about that. Or do you want to go do
Well,
it?
that's probably my favorite song on the record, and um, the song. I mean, it's about all of us and our relationships, and it's about being young and not having much. It's about hanging in there, and it's about the fact that beauty is a lot more than anything external, and it's about commitment, and a big inspiration is the guy that played bass for me, and I'm still great friends with him, and he's much younger than me. He's really not very old. He married a girl who was a beautiful art student, and she was 20 years old, and her family had the gene, and Jesse Hughes got
Oh,
Huntington's disease at probably 30, and she just actually passed away. But Mike had taken care of her for probably 8 years, and I mean, he he was such a. I just played it like that little memorial, and that was a big inspiration. And he is such a. I mean, he just took love and care to a different level. I mean, a lot of people, people turn tail and run now at at the sight of anything,
That's
and
so true.
and that was a song of course that they inspired a good portion of that, so I played that. And
Right.
anyway, he was just amazing. At 35 years old, that's just what he did every day,
Wow.
all day long.
So he
That's
put he
almost
he put his life on hold to take. It was his wife, you said?
yeah,
Oh my
yeah. He
goodness.
put his yeah,
I mean,
and
almost, because that's
and
what it requires. That's what it requires a lot of time. But I know he did it
yeah,
without even flinching, I'm sure. Wow, because he had that
he
much love.
did.
Oh my
And he
gosh.
still considered himself super lucky, at the
Yeah.
end, which
Oh,
is really
oh my
amazing.
God. That's
So that really,
oh gosh. Well,
that was
this is gonna make me cry
anyway.
too. Your songs are so, oh my
Well,
God, they are so good. So good.
oh,
I mean, beyond good is not a good description. Y'all come up with some ideas on words to describe his songs, because I can't even. I can't even,
and
honestly.
and that's kind of what I meant. There was just so much stuff to write about the last like
Yes.
8 years to like right now. Just so many things in a bigger scale and in the smaller scales that encompass bigger scales. But things like this, just watching him and just seeing, how selfless he was and how happy he was to do that. Anyway, you play it
Yes.
a second.
Anthony said honest. That's a good word, Anthony. So when did you
Yeah.
write this? How long ago did you write this one?
Well,
Approximately.
I mean, I wrote and I rewrote and I wrote and I rewrote and I sang it and I re-sang it, but I finished it about, I really just finished it about 2.5 years ago, right before I, released
Wow.
it, maybe a little more than 2 years ago. Yeah,
I can't wait to hear it.
yeah,
Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
yeah.
without further ado, and I don't want to make y'all wait, get ready, get a Kleenex, because I know if that one was, whew, this one is named, excuse me, the title of this is Stay, right? All right,
Yep.
here we go, by Kyle Davis. Life mentoring. Yes, Jamie, that's a good, they're coming up with some great words. Here we go.
Uh,
Whew. Oh, I've got to put us back in the waiting room. It won't work if I don't.
You struck a match, you lit a fire when nothing much burned. Grabbed my hand, stepped on the floor, and we turned. In a world of temporary when nothing lasts, found space to the side, watched it moving fast. Sometimes I feel like a man in a monkey suit, just trying to make us a living for me and you. Cutting holes, pulling wires through the wall till night would fall. Yeah, stay with me when I'm old and gray. Tell me I was young and strong, catching lightning in a bottle, walking on a wire full of hope and desire. But I can no longer stand, pull me up by the hand. Stay with me. Will we hit the curves whose walls do not shake? And if not for you, things bend and things break in moments of quiet desperation in our lives. We pray for separation from our innermost sides. Sometimes I know I was so bullheaded, fight it just shut up and learned how to hear. You were always there to remind me that Rome was not built in a day. Stay with me when I'm old and gray. Tell me I was the right man
Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to read. So Anthony's got a suggestion. He said, "I think this is your strongest song so far. In fact, I think if a song would show your talent in lyrics and melody, I would make this your lead horse. All you need is the right person
Well,
to take
it
you to."
kind of, yeah,
Gosh,
it kind of is, and you know, we did release this like just a video, but then I kind of backtracked on AAA radio. So we are going to release this like the AAA radio and do some things while we're working on this next record that we didn't do. I don't know if there's any rules. You know, when
I
I
don't
was
know.
on Sony and Universal, you know, there's all these rules, and now there's really no rules.
I know
So,
everything's
but
different now, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Oh my
but
gosh.
I like that song. I mean, I really
I
like what it
I
said.
love that song. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Thank
So
you.
far, every song I've heard is just so touching and so honest. I like the words y'all were using, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks. Keep those adjectives coming. I guess it's an adjective. It's been a long time since I've been in school. Um, Give me some more words to use because I'm almost speechless. It's like, wow. I mean, you know, you absolutely have a God-given talent. I mean, do you all of these, do you ever co-write with anyone or do you usually just write by yourself? He said, "Great
You know,
talent. Pray for
I
your
wrote
success. God bless."
I, early on. I wrote with a guy that I grew up with a lot, Lance Hancock, and we wrote lot of stuff on the first few records. On the first Sony record, he wrote. He was a lyric writer, and I enjoy writing and just bouncing off ideas. I mean, I'm kind of
Yes,
bored writing by myself. And now my daughter is kind of writing with me,
that is so
but you
cool.
know, yeah, it's fun. She's really good. She's so busy. You know, she plays volleyball in college,
Oh
and
yeah,
but she sings and plays, and so and I've really enjoyed that. But I'm going to find some other writers too, you know, to work with, and I like it. I like the unexpected of what someone else is thinking, you know, and so anyway.
absolutely, absolutely. I'm just getting the other song ready. Wow, yeah, it's really
Yeah.
neat to be able to bounce off ideas off someone else, and I've only done it
Oh
one or two
yeah.
times. But then again, I haven't had, you know, I'm just barely beginning. I waited a really long time to really have the confidence to, you know what I mean? Because to me, it's
Yeah.
like you said at the very beginning, that it's exactly how I feel. It's like my babies, but what if somebody doesn't love them as much
Yeah.
as I do? You know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah.
it takes a lot. It takes a lot to let, to me it does, to let them go and to release them and say, okay, here, you know, what do you think? You like my babies? You know, so let me see what this says. My favorite, this is what I've been waiting for. Morals, life lessons. Yes, absolutely. And Anthony says, great talent. Pray for your success. God bless. Yeah, I think you've had, gosh, you've already had so many great successes in your life. Um, I would think, to me, do you ever just look back and go, was that really, did that really all happen? I mean, and it's still happening. I mean, gosh, it must be just incredible to look at all the accomplishments. I can't even imagine. I'm proud of you, and we barely met. And I know you don't need me to be proud of you, but I think, gosh,
No,
I think it's wonderful. I think you should be so proud of yourself and the amount of people you've touched during your life already. It's got to be just endless with your music.
I, I appreciate it. You know, and the real thing, you know, I guess at this point, success, I think of not success like I did 20 years ago,
Right.
but it's really just getting songs that mean something that you think has something to say, and getting them out to a few more people than you know, and just getting people to hear it. But really, you know, when you're out, you're opening for Sheryl Crow and John Mayer, and you're doing all this stuff, and you're staying,
Wow.
you know, and I lived at Ramon's house, Phil Ramon's house, off and on a lot, and so and I would take the train. I'd take the train into New York. He lived in Bedford and White Plains, New York, and so he'd be at the Hit Factory, you know, all and remixing stuff, you know, and he'd be working on Blood on the Tracks. He did Blood on the Tracks for Bob Dylan, so he was doing a remix of
Wow.
that, and One Trick Pony, I think, for that he had done for you know, for Paul Simon. And so I would like go in there
Oh my gosh.
and it was crazy. I mean, all those people would be there. A lot of times, I just tried to be a fly on the wall, but you
Yes,
think things like that. I mean, that was the extreme. But you think things like that are going to go on forever. But then, all of a sudden, it doesn't go on forever. Um, and and I mean, things have that kind of stuff had its season, and I
right.
still open up for people to do stuff, but that time period really was a season where you were just kind of
Wow.
doing everything, and you were writing songs for shows and doing this, and your friends were different. I'm sing on um, different people's records. I'd go sing on Bruce Hornsby's record. I'd sing on David Lowery and Cracker's record.
Gosh. Wow.
Stuff
And
like that.
you give us a couple of examples. Let me read what Anthony said. He said he's a wonderful example of an honest, talented songwriter that writes what he knows and does it with feeling and love for his craft. Can't ask for more. Bravo. And I agree with you on that, Anthony, 100%. So, who give us an example, a few examples of who you've opened for and who you've. I put it on your little advertisement. I just think that's so incredible to be in the presence of
Yeah,
those people. And I always say they're just people. You know what I mean? They're just people. I don't
yeah,
care how famous you are, you're still just a human being like we are, but it's like, God, to be in that, I can't imagine how that would make you even better, just being around those type of people.
yeah,
I mean, those people that have
yeah.
reached that caliber of success.
I mean, there was hundreds of shows opening for people.
Wow.
Like I said, everybody from like some people you might know that you might not know that everybody from John Prine to Sean Colvin to Sheryl Crow to John Mayer to I opened for Bob Dylan a couple times, opened for Robert Cray, Hall and Oates a bunch. I opened for Hall and Oates,
Wow.
and I loved I love the guys in Daryl Hall's band. Some of them played with Jackson Brown early on in Little Feat, and I was a huge Jackson Brown fan growing up, and I still am. And I mean, I'm just trying to think, man, just tons and tons of people. I
Was there
did
anyone?
side stage.
Wow. Was there anyone when you got to meet them? Because I'm pretty sure you met them all. Was there anyone where you
Yeah.
were actually starstruck and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm meeting them? Or, I mean, or because you were so seasoned already, nothing even phased you. I'm just trying to get in your head. I'm just like, I can't even imagine
You,
being
you
able to.
know, uh,
That's so cool.
I'll tell you. I still talk about this. Me and my buddies still talk about this. Um, this is not opening for somebody, but so opening was one thing because I'm supposed to be there, but my manager was a co- concert promoter, so that helped, and I had an agent, and so I had a little laminate, and I could go to any. Was called Cellar Door at the time, any show. So I'd gone to like 3 Jackson Brown shows, and my buddy and myself had, and so it's like the third show, and the it was like a 2,500 seater little coliseum, and as it was emptying out, Jackson walks out, and they're rolling cases, and he just grabs a case, and he opens up this pizza, and he starts eating the pizza, and we were standing around talking, and everybody's gone, and he's like, "Hey man, do you guys want some pizza?" And we were like, "Sure." And and so we started, and I was
Wow.
so nervous, and I remember
He's offering me
I was
pizza.
thinking, yeah, but it would have been different if I'd have been opening up.
Yeah.
Uh, but and I was thinking, I always tell my buddy, he's a much better conversationalist than I am, and I
Oh,
was like, I couldn't
I
think of
think you're
anything to
great. Yeah.
say.
At that time, I would have been
So,
like,
so do you know who David Wilcox is?
I've heard the
Um,
name. Yeah, I've heard the name. Yeah. I'm
he's
sure a lot
kind
of
of been
people on
Mary
here do.
Chapin Carpenter and
Oh,
that vein. He's played a lot with them. But David Wilcox is a great songwriter, great guitar player, and I started telling Jackson about this new capo that David had helped develop or something, and I was thinking I couldn't think of anything else to say, and and there was something
so
else
you're trying to sell
dumb
him a
that I
capo,
said.
basically.
It,
That's probably
it's
what I
like the
would do. Did you
dreams
know
that
about this? Oh my God.
it, it's like the dreams that I had growing up where I would be playing somewhere and James Taylor would walk in and I couldn't think of anything to play.
Yeah.
I would
Well, you
have those
play for
dreams
James
over and
Taylor.
over.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
I would have that dream. It's kind of like the running away dream where
Yeah.
you can't run.
Oh my gosh.
But
That's
I think
incredible. Oh my
that's
gosh.
it was. Man, we must have talked for 20 minutes,
Wow.
and I still think about that.
You're like everybody's because I've seen on talk shows and stuff. You hear these celebrities where they ask who is your biggest, like who did you get to meet that was you were just blown away, and they say the same thing. The celebrities say the same. Well, to me, you are a celebrity, by the way, Kyle. But the big celebrities say the same thing. I just didn't know what to say, and I'm thinking, how can you not know what to say? You're a celebrity. But when you meet somebody that you're just like, oh my god, I feel like the boyfriend, the kid from Home Alone. I always do this. I don't know why. You probably just like, I don't have anything to say. I don't even that would be so cool. Wow. I'm glad it happens to everybody, not just me.
Oh yeah, well, we still talk about that. I always say about Sheryl Crow that there's
Wow.
someone that lives near me, and I did a show with them, and they're like on my level, maybe no higher, and they were such a prima donna, and it was so funny
Really?
because we're just playing music. Then
Yeah.
about a week or two later, I'm out playing a couple of shows, and I'm out of strings, and Sheryl Crow's like, "Oh, I've got some extra strings," and she goes over the bag and gets me medium earthwoods, and she's like, "Here, it's this." Well, and so she's just helping me get stuff, and I'm thinking she was so much nicer than the girl I was playing with.
Instead of me, I'd be like, no, don't touch those strings. She touched the
It
strings.
just
I don't
goes
think
in-
I would ever be
yeah.
like that, but you know what I mean? It's like, oh my God. She
Yeah,
gave me
yeah,
the-
yeah. But that was just the total opposite of what you would think.
Yeah.
She was so
Wow.
much nicer and
I mean,
relaxed.
she seems nice. I mean, I don't know. That
She
is
was
so
super
cool.
nice. She was-
Yeah. That is so awesome. Oh my gosh, the things you got to experience in your life. What a blessed. You're so blessed. That's so cool. I'm excited for you. Just like, oh man, I wish I could just sit on the porch with you and hear you play guitar and just tell us all these stories because you are so amazing. So let's get to your next song. Let me make sure I got the right one.
Okay.
The next one is called because I know you have a big day today. The next one is called Not Broken. Is that right? I got to make sure I got the right song. Is that the
Yeah,
right title?
and yeah, and I'll tell you this real quick. We moved out to this house. We live a little bit out in the country, and we moved out of a really awesome neighborhood where my kids grew up. They're probably the last generation around here that grew up. They just rode bikes all day. They went down to the little river. They had all their friends live there, and we did move. And we didn't move very far. They still have the same friends, but my daughter just really. She was in like the 7th grade. She just nearly had a breakdown, and she doesn't deal with change very well. And so, and we had all been through a change, a lot that caused me to work on this whole record. That was a piece, and it became a piece of the record, and Not Broken was just. I think it was more symbolic of the last 2 or 3 years before that, and of like my dad and different things and losing people, and so it's really just saying, hey, are these like critical fractures? Can they heal? Are we going to get better? And in the end, I try to say, well, we're not broken. We're going to get better.
Yes,
we're gonna,
this is. I already know just by hearing your description that it's going to touch a lot of people.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm excited again. Here we go. So let's hear this. This is Not Broken by Kyle W. Davis. Do you always put the W? I saw there's another Kyle Davis on YouTube. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, there's a ton of them. They're like
okay.
Paper towels. So
like paper towels. Well, I like the W.
It
makes you distinguished for sure. Oh no, make sure you look for Kyle W. Davis. I thought that too because I was like, wait a minute, who's this other guy?
Kyle Davis.
Yeah. Well, there's only one Kyle W. Davis, and I'm so glad you're here. Let's hear this song. It is called Not Broken. Ooh, we're going back in the waiting room. Man, I'm pulling you back and forth so much. Here we go. We'll be right back.
No, you're fine.
Child, scared of losing it all. You were a princess in these halls. You know how light here and how it made us feel complete. But we stayed up all night long, talked of how these changes come, laughed at things we'd seen, wondered what becomes of dreams, and I made my share of mistakes. Catch you when you fall, and every move carries weight. I'm still getting better. Well, you're only mine for a while. Every miss is as good as a mile. I think I know just how you feel, 'cause there've been things I left behind, went back for and couldn't find. I remember feeling too young to die, but I'm older now, and I made my share of mistakes. And every move carries weight. I know you're only mine for a while. Every miss is as good as a mile. Doors will open up that locked us out, build our dreams, remove our doubts. Days will endure our attempts to cure each other's parts that are not broken, and you are not broken. Well, I made my share of mistakes. Every move carries weight. You're only mine for a while. Every miss is as good as a mile. Every miss is as good as a mile. When I miss, that's as good as a mile. As a mile.
Oh my goodness, Kyle. I don't. Gosh, that is so beautiful. Anthony said every miss is as good as a mile. Great lyric, excellent song and production. Bravo. I completely agree with you, Anthony. I want to say I can literally see you sitting there talking and telling your daughter this. That you painted such a beautiful picture. I mean, just I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, but we're gonna get through this. I got you. We're gonna get through this. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. Golly, Kyle.
Ye-
Um,
Yeah, she was so upset. I was just ready to tell the moving trucks to leave, but when they came, she was so just distraught. And so, you think about, am I making the right decisions? Am I doing the
right.
right stuff? And so,
Gosh, I can
anyway,
I can I can tell just by those lyrics that you are a great dad. And I mean, phew,
I'm
I,
trying. I'm just out there trying for sure.
that's all we can do. We can try. There's no book that
Yeah,
tells us how to do it.
that's right.
Gosh, that's
Yeah,
beautiful. You got them, and I know you got her, and I hope that, and I know now she's doing really well. That's great. I mean, every
yeah,
transition is hard. It's hard for us as adults. Can you imagine as a child, a
yeah,
seventh grader? Oh, it's like your whole life, and now you got to go. You got to go. You
yeah,
don't have a choice.
yeah,
It's very, very tough. I
yeah.
love that song. It was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We do have one more song, and trying to keep you as little. I'd like to keep you on here all day, but I know you have important things. You have a your daughter's choir thing tonight, and that's pretty exciting.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yep. She has a choir performance, and they have a great choir at this. We're in a pretty rural school, and they have a great choir, and so I'm looking forward
wow. Oh, I bet
to
you
going.
are.
Yeah,
Is she going to be singing
it's
leads? Because I know if she got your ability, she
uh,
sings. What do you call it? I guess in a choir, it's
she's a
still called
good
lead.
singer, but
Yeah,
it's not too many lead parts. They actually do a
yeah.
really cool version of "Fix You" by Coldplay,
Oh,
where different parts come out, and at the end, it's really,
oh my
really,
God.
really creatively neat. They all read. Everybody in the choir reads really well. It's really
Wow. You know
really neat.
that song Fix You, it's funny you said that because when my mom was real sick, I had never even heard that song. But she was here at the house on hospice and I heard that
Hmm.
song and immediately I thought, "Oh, it just made me cry." The words, the lyrics to
It's
that, oh my goodness.
it's really
Powerful.
powerful. I heard
Ooh,
them sing it last week, and I was like, man, that's really, really powerful.
oh, I bet, especially coming from a
Yeah,
choir, I bet that is gorgeous.
yeah.
Well, if you record it and you want to share it with me to make me cry more, feel free to. God, that's just, ooh,
I'll send you some
that,
stuff.
yeah, that would be beautiful, honestly. Gosh, man, you're so talented. So I'm just overwhelmed. I'm just speechless. So the last song that we have is called Waiting in Vain. Tell us about that song. How many, first of all, before you do, how many songs do you think you've written in your lifetime? Like how many, you've got a lot of
I don't know.
albums.
I I've got six albums out, and I'm not
Wow.
really as prolific as a lot of people, but because that's over a long span of time. Um, I start a lot of songs that I
Yeah.
can't finish,
Yeah.
but maybe I've written 100 songs, 150 songs
Wow.
or something that I 100 that I will claim. Some of them I'll go back and I'll listen to it really bad. And then occasionally I'll run across something that I wrote a long time ago and I'm like, that's pretty good. Maybe I'll use it. And
Rehash it. Yeah.
then I write something.
Yeah. So why don't you, before
Yeah.
I forget, Kyle, tell everyone where they can find your music because I know everyone listening.
Yeah.
And when they go back and right now this is live, but you can go back and watch us when you do. Make sure whoever you are, wherever you are, go and download his music, stream his music because you're going to want to. This is only a small, minute sample. This is 5 songs out of the possibly 100 songs that he's written. So tell them where they can find your music, sir.
Yeah. You can definitely find everything on Apple Music and most of the stuff on Spotify. Spotify took down Make It Count, and now I've got to put it back up, and it's going to go back up under a new UPC code. It,
Wonder
it's
why they took it off.
just it's just huh? It
I said,
was
I just said, I wonder why
it
they
was
took it
all
off.
this. It said I was using this company, the marketing lady that I was. Yeah, it's they. I don't know. It was going through my distributor. Now I'm going to go through CD Baby, and and
Okay.
um so I've got to re-upload that.
Right, right.
But
Yeah,
you
because you
also
definitely want to.
can catch me, yeah, on at Kyle W Davis Music on Facebook and Instagram. It's the same, and that'd be great. I'd
Yes.
love to friend me and make some new friends and be able to
Hi,
keep up
Frank.
with people if I'm coming to the area.
Yes, absolutely. And after, well, I was already going to do it. As soon as I get a chance, I'm going to go on your website and listen to many more of your songs. I can't wait.
Oh,
And by the way, as soon as I possibly can, this episode will be downloaded as well to let me think here. I gotta make sure we have got a lot. To me, it's a lot of spots. We'll be on Google Podcasts. We'll be on Spotify. We'll be on Apple Podcasts. We'll be on Anchor once I download it. So right now we're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I know Twitch is more of a gaming thing, but they also do podcasts. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to go
yeah,
everywhere we
yeah,
can
they do.
because there's what I
Yeah,
think is so cool on Twitch. They have a younger audience, and we have a bit of a following. We're growing on there, of course, but I hope we get a lot of viewers from Twitch because I want the younger people to hear your stuff. Well, all of our
yeah.
artists that we've had on here because it's just going to touch so many people. It's just, I hope and pray that it spreads like wildfire if it hasn't already. If it hasn't already, what a shame because I would love to share anything and everything you send to me. I will share, share, share.
I
I
I
promise.
appreciate that so much. I just
Oh,
love
you're
a few more people to hear stuff. That's my
absolutely,
goal. Just one
absolutely. And I
person at a time.
Yes, and if you haven't already, I'll double check when we get done. But I want you, if you would like to, we've got a group called Carolyn's Corner Live. If you're not already a member, that way you can keep track of who's coming on the show. It may be somebody you want to come on and
Okay.
watch, and and support it. Just use the
Yeah,
comments because we love to interact. As you can see, that's what
definitely.
Anthony's doing. Anthony was a great guest, and he's just an amazing songwriter, just like you. Oh my gosh, I've been so blessed. Really, I have. So let's play this last song, "Waiting in Vain." First of all, tell us a little bit about it, if you would, sir.
Well, this is, remember, this one is, it's actually a cover.
This is the cover. Okay.
This one is Bob Marley's
All right.
song, and I
Okay.
always say, I toured it, and I used to listen to Sean Colvin, the way she took and really made covers her own, and also, Eva Cassidy. Are y'all familiar with Eva Cassidy?
Anybody out there
Uh,
familiar? What's the name? Eva Cassidy?
she's Eva Cassidy. She look her up and go listen to her.
Yeah, I'll write it
She
down.
she died in like 1996. She was about 30
Oh,
years old,
oh
but
my
she was the
God.
most incredible, and posthumously later, nobody had ever heard of her, but later, after her death, she sold probably 15 million records.
Isn't that a shame?
And she is the most incredible singer, but she takes covers and she makes them unbelievable. And so that was inspiring. I just thought, I'm just going to take this song and make it my own. And so that between Sean Colvin and Eva, they just inspired me to do something different.
Well, wow. I didn't
And
even
and,
realize it
and
was
I
a
love the
cover. I know
song.
I should have, but yeah. So I'm
Yeah,
excited to hear it, and I should have checked into it, but I'm just like, you know what? We're gonna play it because I love your God. Every song I heard, I was like, how am I gonna pick? How am I gonna pick? So this song, ladies and
well, it's
gentlemen, is
very
called.
different. So
So we'll be able
yeah,
to detect that it's maybe not your writing
okay,
style. Waiting in Vain.
yeah,
Here we go, folks. This is a cover
okay,
done by Kyle W. Davis. Don't forget when you're looking him up to put that W because you won't have the right Kyle without it. Here we go.
yeah.
Oh, I got to put us back in the waiting room. I'm sorry. I almost forgot. One more.
The very first time I set my eyes on you, girl, my heart says follow through. But I know now that I'm way down on your line, but the waiting is just fine. So don't treat me like a puppet on a string, 'cause I know how to do my thing. Don't talk to me as if you think I'm dumb. I wanna know when you're gonna come and see me, and I don't wanna wait in vain for your love. I don't wanna wait in vain for your love. I don't wanna wait in vain for your love. 'Cause summer was here, I'm still waiting there. Winter was here, and I'm still waiting. It's been 3 years since I was knocking on your door, and I'm still gonna knock some more. Ooh, girl, is it crazy love for me to knock some more? And in this world there is lots of grief, but your love is my relief. Tears in my eyes, but tears in my eyes, 'cause I'm waiting for our turn. Baby, I don't wanna wait in vain for your love. I don't wanna wait in vain no more. I don't wanna wait in vain for your love. 'Cause summer was here, I'm still waiting there. Winter was here, and I'm still waiting. tears in my eyes burn, tears in my eyes burn, 'cause I'm waiting for our turn. I don't wanna wait anymore. I don't wanna wait anymore.
Wow, I can see why you picked that song. I can see that was beautiful. God, so beautiful. Your voice is just something I haven't heard. And I mean that. You have such a unique sound. I have not heard
Oh,
that sound and it is breathtaking. Honestly, I don't even know a word. It gives me chills and goosebumps and that's the truth, Kyle. I'm not saying it just to oh, look at me. I mean it. It is you are such a talented
you are
person.
too kind.
It's the truth, Kyle. I want to read what Anthony said. He said, "Great voice. Love the Black Everly Brothers guitar. You are a great talent. Wish you the best of luck." And Jamie said, "Nailed it." I know everyone out there who's listening or who will go back and listen is going to be as amazed as I am by your.
Wow.
Gosh, I have been. I'm just so honored that you came on our show, and I want to tell you, and I'm gonna start doing this before I leave every show. If you have any fellow artists that you think would love to come on our
Yeah.
podcast, please send them my way.
Okay.
You have my messenger because I'm always trying to
Yeah.
find talented people because that's what we want to do. We want to. Our whole mission is to spread love and joy through the power of music, and we're doing
Yeah.
that, because I my little saying, and I know it may sound silly but my little saying is we can change the world one corner at a time, Carolyn's Corner. Because I truly believe that if we
Yeah.
can spread some love and kindness in each little corner, eventually it's going to, you know what I mean? We can just, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I know you have absolutely done that. You have brought so much joy, so much thoughtfulness and just passion with your songs. And I'm beyond blessed is the best way I can
Well,
describe it, Kyle.
thank you for having me, and thank you for doing it. Thank you for bringing people together and helping people to share music and being the conduit. That's awesome. Thank
You
you
are
so
more than
much.
welcome. You are more than welcome. I've been blessed, and I don't know where it even came from. I just said we're going to do this out of the blue. Paul and I, my co-host, which didn't make it, he didn't make it today, but we also feature
That's
authors as
amazing.
well. Yes, we're trying to. Our main thing is because he's an author and I'm a lyricist, and all these years it's like we've been trying, and I wanted to give a place, if nothing else, a place just where they could go and say, hey, here's my songs. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't have the
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
ability to go play, and et cetera, et cetera. So it's wonderful, and I'm beyond blessed, and it keeps growing. And I would appreciate any help you could give us as far as helping us to grow even
Yeah.
more. Like I said, if you have a new album come out or any new releases, share them with me if you'd like. I'd be glad to share them.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, and
Definitely. Yeah, I
it's
will do that. I appreciate that. Like I said, I hope some people will hear this through this and maybe gain a few new people. I appreciate it.
absolutely, absolutely. I know that you will. Oh my gosh, you're so incredible, and for real, you have added tremendous amount of just joy to my life, and that's the truth. Because we have to spread the word.
Oh,
We have to
thank you.
spread the good news and the joy.
Yeah.
Godspeed. Music is your heart and soul. I agree with you, Jamie. Miss Jamie, thank you for joining us. I think it's the first time I've seen Jamie. Seems like every time we do a show, and it makes me so happy. I see new people, and I'm just like, that's what it's all about. Now, Jamie, what I need you to do, and Anthony knows this too, I need you to share, 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 because the only way we're going to grow and
Yeah.
keep reaching a wider audience is through sharing. Because I can only
Share
put
it
it
and
on a
get your friends to share it.
yes,
Yeah.
please, please. Gosh, Kyle, it has been an honor. I know I'm gushing like a little schoolgirl, but it's been such an honor to have you here. I am excited to see what you're going to do in the future to touch more lives. Keep doing what you're doing because you have such a wonderful God given talent. I know you worked hard for it, but I still believe that God just gave you this amazing talent.
Absolutely.
Gosh.
Absolutely.
And in the
Okay.
meantime, take care of yourself, stay blessed. And tell your kids I said hello. And if you like, tell your
Okay.
family we
Thank you,
said hi.
Carolyn.
Thank you so much, Kyle. It was so nice seeing you.
Okay.
Take care of yourself. Good night, ladies and gentlemen, or
You
good
too.
afternoon.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye
Talk to you
bye.
soon.
Okay. Bye
Bye.
bye.